Abstract brainwaves, game genie in a beanie. We ain't on the same stage, leveled up. The epitome of technique, can't survive in my current thought.
Other yellow hat guy here, back with another video. And as promised, I said I was going to do a twofer because last go around I told you, hey, I saw 2 movies, one of which I didn't review in time, but I still wanted to talk about it. Second one is Free Guy. And this was an interesting movie because the trailer, it feels like it gives everything away in the trailer. It feels like, hey, here's this movie about some guy who's an unlikely hero, and here's this girl who shows him his potential, and it's like, all right, Neo and Trinity, the Matrix, that's what we've got here. He's in some kind of video game world, he puts on these glasses, he can see different things. All right, it's Ryan Reynolds, maybe the Deadpool humor, his humor will, rub off, and, you find out, hey, it's heavily influenced by him as a producer, and let's see what we've got here. But nothing about the trailer was like, I've got to see this. And it's for reasons, because they had you, or at least they had me, thinking it was going to be one way, and it was another kind of movie. And a lot of people that I talked to about it, or at least commented on my Facebook review of it, were like, I didn't even know this was a video game movie. They either didn't see the trailer or didn't think that much of it, right? But it's a video game movie. It's not a video game property. It's not based off of any existing game per se, but there are references, and it's a world that you could argue is Fortnite mixed with GTA or the game's Second Life. So what it is this movie is from the role of an NPC. Yes, Ryan Reynolds' character is called Guy, hence the title Free Guy. And Guy is just an NPC. And what's an NPC? A non-playable character. If you're not familiar with video games, they're the ones that their purpose in the game, they've been coded and designed to just talk to you or give you information, give you an item, and that's it. You may never see those characters again unless they're called for in the design of the game later on. But I guess someone posed the question, what do those characters do after they've served their purpose? Like, every time you start up the game, is it a new day for those characters? That's what kind of world this is here. So that was interesting in the sense that I said it was like those other games, but this was all wrapped up in the Truman Show. This was a video game version of the Truman Show. The Truman Show being a great movie. You obviously know that I enjoyed the movie and liked the movie because it's the call line for like the last 50 videos if you haven't been watching. Good afternoon, good evening. You know it, right? If you don't, go watch that movie too, and you'll understand everything I'm saying here. And with that, you have a video game designer who bought code from another game to make into his game. And that game became wildly successful, right? There was cameos from all kinds of YouTubers. I won't name them because, well, I wasn't in the movie. What's up with that? No. Some of these YouTubers who, people watch, streamers, they had cameos by, selling the point that this is a legit game. You had cameos from other celebrities who may or may not be with us anymore, so it was touching and kind of shocking to hear some music, if not see video of them. So it makes you wonder, like, how long in production this movie was going on. Obviously, it was made. Parts of it, I think, were made before the pandemic, it feels like, and then they had to go with the constraints from there. But I won't ruin any of those cameos at all because some of them make it just that much better of a movie. So you find out that some of these characters who are not NPCs are players, like you and I who be playing the game. We've got our character, our skin, whatever, just like in Fortnite or Call of Duty or something like that. Apex Legends, you've got that, and you're going around doing these missions, killing people, robbing, stealing, whatever it is that the mission calls for, and you interact with these NPCs, and something happens to where, what if one of these NPCs tries to become a main character? That's the story here. When you think of Free Guy, it's free me from this slavery of doing the same thing every day and just being an NPC character. breaking outside of your purpose. And when these other characters feel like you're going outside of what the code calls for, somehow they are against you because it feels like you're going against the grain. I don't know why that would cause them to act that way, as opposed to just the game crashing or some kind of glitch. But that's what people thought. They were thinking, oh, there's a glitch here in the game, or this is somebody who's playing the game and hacked into the game. And so as the plot progresses, you find out that the guy who now runs this game, I think it was called Free City or something like that. I can't remember what it was called now. But they're making a sequel, and what that meant was the old game and the code was just going to go away, and they were going to start what they were going to do with the other one. But the character who spent a lot of his time developing the game, him and another person, when he sold the code, he signed an NDA not to speak to this other character. So really, you think Ryan Reynolds is like the main character of the movie, even though he's Ryan Reynolds? He is not. It is another young lady who, through her avatar, reaches out to Guy, and as you may have seen from the trailer, informs him of everything that's going on in his world. Like, hey, if you're not one of the players, what are you? And then you find out a plot point, which I won't spoil, as to why he is acting the way he is, who he may even really be, and what's going to happen from there. So the owner of this company, of this game, Antoine, is played by the guy who was the father of the rat catcher in the last movie I reviewed, the director of Thor, Love and Thunder, and the last Thor movie. So look him up because I can't pronounce his name, but he's spectacular. He is spectacular as a director. I don't know him personally, but his sense of humor and ability was awesome. I had no idea he was going to be in the movie, but it just added to the star-studded cast that was in here. And this is going to be one of those movies that I think people are going to sleep on. Not that they're going to sleep in the movie, but they're not going to talk about it as much, and it'll be one of those cult classics that people are just like, oh, I've got to go back and watch that because I missed it and missed the mark on how amazing it was, how much, just different takes. There's only so many topics you can talk about, but the fact that they took video games and made a Truman Show about it and just rubbed those together, it was a delicious peanut butter and jelly sandwich for me. The charisma, the humor, I might be biased because, I'm, as a video gamer, somebody who streams and plays games, this was more than likely the best video game or movie about video games I've seen so far. Hands down, it won. Just again, from the humor, the cast, the plot points, how it changed and wasn't what I was expecting. It just kept me in for the whole ride. Now, they probably played a Mariah Carey Fantasy. They played that song a little bit too much for my liking, but that was part of the jail care. There were lots of little references to other forms of geekdom, not just video games, but comic books and stuff like that too, little Easter eggs. So you've got to see that for yourself. I know, I've spoiled some of it. That's hence why you clicked on this review, but I don't want to tell every little thing. You should see this movie. Go see this movie. With my gamer lenses on, it's easy to say that this is a 10 out of 10 movie, but I think it's really up there like at like an 8.8. That's really what I'm feeling. It could be a strong 9, but I'm gonna give it a strong 8. Just for the subject matter and the story. The story wasn't all of that. I don't know what the words I'm looking at. While the story wouldn't have been something that had been like, hey, let's make a movie about this. The chemistry and the characters kept that to where it was interesting and not boring. I think that would be the only thing that would be holding it back from being, perfect for me. Because, I don't know. It felt like this could be, you could swap out video games and put something else in there, and reenact Truman Show tropes and plot points and have a similar movie, but would it have been as great without a Ryan Reynolds or some of these other characters that, you know, popped up in this movie? I don't think it would. I don't think it would. So, that being said, have you seen this movie? Do you plan on seeing this movie? I implore you to. I hope you do. I would tell you to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Let me know how you felt. I'm trying to figure out how to close this one. Good afternoon, good evening, good night. And don't have a great day. I messed it up already. Don't have a good day. Have a great day. Other yellow hat guy out.
Captain Sensation.